J.R. and Sebia here with Edgar Berlanga. Edgar, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How's everything?
Good, everything's great, man. What's going on? You just got done with the workout, hitting the mitts, hitting the bags.
Yes, sir.
So what's the deal, man? You just recently signed with Havoc, right?
Mm-hmm.
New trainer.
Yes, sir.
What brought you here?
I mean, listen, man. This is boxing, and I don't really want to talk too much about the situation that happened. You know what I mean? I was training out in Florida. Things happen. I don't speak bad about anybody, man. I wish nothing but the best for Pro Box Management, to Gary Jonas. We made a move and we back home. We back in Brooklyn.
And you feel comfortable here with Andre? Do you know Andre from beforehand, or?
Yeah, we have a good relationship. Andre seen me grow up. Mm-hmm. He seen me start. He seen me since I started boxing, at the age of 8 years old.
Right. So
he's always seen me in the gym, training and sparring and being in the gym with Saddam and Danny and Curtis, and going back with Joe Green and Jadon and Coach Vic. Man, rest in peace. So we have a pretty good relationship.
And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What got you started into boxing?
What got me started was my dad. My dad. I was about 7 years old, and my dad was driving by a gym, boxing gym.
Right.
He went inside the gym, checked it out. He wound up bumping into his friend, a good friend of his from back in the days, and his friend was training kids, And his friend was just like, hey man, you got a son? He was like, hell yeah. And he was just like, yo, bring your son, man. I got a whole bunch of kids here. I'm training now. So my dad was like, all right, let's do it. And I was already going through problems, in school and, at home with my mother. My mother she couldn't take it anymore. So she was like, yo, she called my dad. And she was like, hey, we got to do something with this kid. He's going crazy over here. He got too much energy. He's running around everywhere. He's getting in trouble. So my dad was like, okay, cool. We're going to put him in the gym. So I wound up going to the gym 3 times a week, and wound up being five times a week. And they just seen the ability that I had. I was a natural, man. I was naturally gifted, and that's from God, man. And it just never stopped from there.
And what was your amateur record?
My amateur record, I believe, was 162 wins and 17 losses, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's a pretty impressive amateur record.
8-time national champion.
8-time national champion. So what ended up? I've been noticing. I've been speaking to a lot of prospects lately, and I've been noticing. It seems like a lot of guys doing the same thing that you did. Either they feel that their style is better for the pros, or for whatever reason they're just kind of skipping the games and going right into being a pro. What was your decision-making process behind that?
What's funny is that since the age of 15, a friend of my dad told my dad, listen, I think you got to turn this kid pro now because of the style that I had. I had that professional style already at the age of 15, 14 years old.
Right.
I already had the style, the calmness, the poise, you know what I mean? But the amateurs, the amateurs is just 3 rounds. It goes from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and it's just, you got to throw a lot of punches. Right. And that wasn't my thing. My thing was, look for shots, and place good shots, have a good shot selection. I love the pros, man. I wouldn't trade this for nothing.
What was your power like in the amateurs?
That's funny. A lot of people ask me that, I wasn't really a big puncher in the amateurs. I stopped a couple people, but I wasn't like, oh my God, KO artist or nothing, you know what I mean? I had power, right. And my dad even said, my dad was like, yo, Edgar, you got it. You have the power, you have it. I just never knew how to use it. Right. Until when I got with Mark Ferrite, who I started with in the professional league. He was the one that actually made me into a puncher.
What do you credit that to? What's one thing that you say, okay, this is what really made it to where your power just jumped up like that?
I knew I had it, but I guess with age, the older you get, you know what I mean? And still, right now, my man strength still haven't came in yet. Right. So that's a little dangerous as well. I'm still growing. Not saying that I'm still a kid, but I feel like by the time I'm 25, 26 years old, that's when my real man strength is gonna come in. But by about the age of 19 years old, I was already punching like a mule.
And you're a New York kid. What borough, what neighborhood?
All right, so I'm from Brooklyn, Bushwick, and also I'm from Lower East Side, Manhattan. Right. My mom lives in Lower East Side and my dad lives in Bushwick. So, I've read both parts, and, I get love from the whole New York, man, from the Bronx to Queens to Long Island Dykeman, I mean, you know, Harlem. So, you know, I rep the whole New York City, man, because I get love everywhere, you know. But originally I'm from Bushwick, Brooklyn, and Lower East Side, Manhattan.
And of Puerto Rican descent, correct?
Yes.
Were you born here or born out there? Or?
Yeah, I was born in White Cove Hospital in Bushwick.
Okay.
But you know, my dad's from Puerto Rico. My mother, you know, my grandmother was born over there. My grandfather was born over there from both sides.
Right.
You know, so we from my grandmother's from Ponce, from my mom's side, and my family from my dad's side is from San Juan.
So let's talk the legends. Let's talk, you know, people that you look up to, people that you could potentially walk into their footsteps. How do you rank it out, man? You're a younger guy, so I know Cotto is probably somebody that's fresher to memory.
Yeah.
But we've got Benitez, we've got Trinidad, we've got Serrano for the ladies. I mean, where are we at?
Benitez, you know, I know he was before my time, so you know, I looked him up a lot. You know, they called him the Radar.
Radar.
Yeah, the Radar. I know. I seen him fight with Sugar Ray, and it was an amazing fight, man. But you know, I grew up mostly watching. I like watching Trinidad. Trinidad is my favorite fighter. You know, I love his style. You know, everybody says that me and him have the same style, sort of. You know what I mean? We come for a fight or we come to fight. But you know, obviously, when I was growing up, Trinidad was already leaving the game, and that's when Cotto came.
Right.
So when Cotto came, I started watching Cotto a lot. You know what I mean? Because obviously I was around 7 to 8 years old, and he was already like becoming a superstar.
Do you have a relationship with either one of them? With
Cotto, not really, but Trinidad, yes. You know, I speak with Trinidad on the regular. You know, we FaceTime and everything. He's just waiting for me to go to Puerto Rico so we can sit down and have dinner and everything.
That's what's up. What's some advice that you got from Trinidad?
A lot, man. That guy, he could talk, man.
Yeah.
Trinidad
You talking Spanish with him?
Yeah, a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you know, Spanish is not up there, but you know what I mean. I understand them 100%. You know, but you know, we talk, man. But that one time we was on the phone for like an hour, and he was just talking and talking. He just likes to talk about his past, you know, and about everything that he's been through, his career and everything. You know, he told me to stay disciplined. You know, stay running a lot and swim a lot. He used to swim. He said a lot, like he used to swim a lot. He told me, and you know, just stay away from drugs, man. You know, and don't abuse your body with any type of drugs or alcohol.
And another Puerto Rican legend, man. Your last fight, you came out with Fat Joe. It was crazy. It was a crazy look.
Yeah, man.
I thought I saw on your Instagram you posted like family ties or something like that. Is there some sort of connection with Fat Joe?
Yeah. Right now, you know, like he looks at me like a nephew. You know what I mean? Between him and Rich. You know, Rich is his manager as well. You know, does everything from his right-hand man. So that's like family, bro. You know, and you know, we come from the same you know mud, man. You know, from New York City. He's from the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn, but we both, you know, from the island, Puerto Rico, man. And you know, he told me that he's gonna back me up 100%. And he told me, you know, I'm with the Terror Squad, man. So that's family right there.
Oh, so officially TS.
Yeah,
right?
officially TS, man. Shout out to Fat Joe. Shout out to the whole Terror Squad.
That's what's up, man. So, I mean, speaking of the pitfalls, right? Like you come from a neighborhood that's a tough neighborhood, a little bit of a tough upbringing. You know, I'm sure there are people that, and it's not to no fault of their own, you know, but there's not much hope in some of these neighborhoods, and they probably might want to latch onto you to maybe get some of that hope. Yeah. And with that comes a lot of other things. People may be looking for things. Are these things that you've experienced yet, or things that are on your radar yet, or? Yeah,
I mean, you know, in Bushwick, there's nobody really, you know, coming up right now from Bushwick, you know, as far as, you know, talent-wise. You know, you got the Serranos. The Serranos, shout out to them, you know what I mean? Right. One of my favorite girl fighters, especially Amanda, and, you know, Amanda's a bull, man. Right. But shout out to Cindy as well, you know, all my love to them. You know, I think I got a basketball player coming out of Bushwick as well. But as far as boxing, man, you know, Puerto Rican, man, you know, there's nothing really, man, coming out in Bushwick, and especially in Lower East Side, there's nothing that I haven't heard from, you know what I mean? And I would love, man, to have a huge impact in Lower East Side, because I know, you know, people know me in Lower East Side, but not a lot of people, and I would like to touch everybody that's over there, all the kids and everything, that they could follow my journey and see that you can make it through having shit, basically, you know what I mean? And coming from the projects, from Rouge projects, you know, and look where I'm at now.
Right. But as a young man, you know, also to keep in mind, you got to be careful that people are looking to maybe take advantage and maybe try to, you know what I mean? The question was more based on that. People trying to like gain friendship to maybe get something out of that opportunity. And you see that a lot of times in these kinds of situations.
Yeah, you know, like, you know, I always keep my circle small, you know. I always keep my circle tight, and I always keep my father next to me. My father's like my scarecrow, you know. So anybody like that comes around me, man, with that bad, negative vibe, energy, you know, he feels it. Sometimes I feel it, you know, but you know, I don't know everything. You know, I'm still young, I'm still growing. He's a legend, you know. So he's seen it all. So when he sees those type of people, he tells me, you know what I mean, like, hey, you gotta stay away from this person, you gotta stay away from that person, you know, because you know people come into your life for a good reason and a bad reason, you know. And now that I'm coming up, and you know I'm popping, you know, and they looking for clout now, you know what I mean. And there's a lot of snakes out there that's trying to come and ride that wave.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Chris Glover, I mean, he kind of linked us up, Havoc Media PR.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the movement right now.
Yeah.
I think again I read somewhere that, you know, potentially you would like to in the future fight Canelo Alvarez, which is, I mean, that's everybody in and around your division would want that fight. That's a big fight, and I think, you know, again, the Mexican-Puerto Rican rivalry would be big. But you know, so that's further down the road. Do you read the comment sections in some of your videos? You ever like take a gander?
A little bit, you know. I don't really pay attention to that stuff, man. I just post things up, you know what I mean, for my fans. Right. And I know I got haters, you know what I mean, that's gonna be commenting shit on it.
Well, not so much. There was something that stands out to me. It wasn't so much haters, but there's another name. It's not Canelo. There's another name that stands out to me that I don't know if you saw. What's another name that maybe you see of a fighter in and around your division?
Gabriel Rosado?
No, but that'd be a hell of a fight. That'd be a scrap.
Who else? In my division?
Younger guy. Actually, not your division. You're at 160 right now, right? Yeah.
154?
David Benavides pops up a lot.
What, my comments?
Well, no, and people saying that like that's the fight that they'd like to see.
Oh, me and Benavides?
Yeah.
Oh, he's at 168, right? Yeah, I know. I mean, listen, man, that'll be a good fight too. He's Mexican, you know, and he's young. He's 22 years old. He's my age.
He's a young guy, your age. You know?
But like I always say, you know, I mean, everybody's breed different. How you say, like bred or breed different.
Right.
You know, some people could get moved faster.
Right.
With me, you know, you got to take your time. You know, people who say that with me is just you got to take your time. You know what I mean?
Well, everybody's got their own path.
Everybody has a different path. You know,
right.
and I'm going God's speed. You know.
Right.
That's what I tell everybody is I'm going God's speed. So, with that being said, man, that'll be a good fight.
Have you watched any of his fights?
I like Benavides. I like his hands. He got good hands. Right, he can move. Right. Well, he not really movement, but he got some fast ass hands. He's good. I like him.
So what made you make the decision? I mean, you signed with Top Rank a few months back. What made you make the decision to go with Top Rank?
Listen, man. Since a young boy, man. Since the amateurs, I always wanted to be signed with Top Rank. You know, I always told my dad, yo, Dad, I want to get signed with Top Rank. And he's like, why? I'm like, yo, you don't see like Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya, all these guys, man. Like, you know, you can even go back to Muhammad Ali days. Like, you know, like all the legends been signed with them. They know how to build superstars. And, you know, I've seen it with my own eyes, done building Miguel Cotto, you know, making the Madison Square Garden his home, you know. So me being at Madison Square Garden watching his fight, I'm like, yo, Dad, I want to be in this position, man. Sooner or later, we're going to be here.
And did you meet up with Bob? Have you ever sat down and spoke with Bob?
I sat down with him, not this fight, the fight before in Kissimmee. Right. They was telling me, like, you know, he said something like in my ear, like he wanted to see a first round knockout. And then like at the back of the locker room, they came back to me and they was like, yo, Bob wants another first round, so I'm letting the leash go on you, kid. And I'm like, he gonna get it, man. He gonna get it. He was right there, front row, like he was right there watching.
What'd he say after you got it?
He was just like, keep it up, champ. He was like, stay focused, stay training hard, and you're gonna be a world champ. You're gonna be a superstar for Puerto Rico, man. And then I seen him at Denny's at night after the fight, and he
Bob
was
Arum at Denny's?
Yeah.
Denny's what was he eating? A Grand Slam?
I don't even know, man.
Oh,
but he
man.
seen me, he was happy. He was like, yo, what's up, Chen? He's like, hey, man. He's like, keep working hard, kid. Keep working hard. And he was like, you're gonna be a superstar and a world champion very soon.
And so, you know what? Speaking of the first round knockout, like, in your mind, right? You're 12-0, 12 KOs, all in the first round, right? When you're in the first round and a minute passes by, you could feel a minute passes by, or a minute and a half passes by. In your mind, does that ever cross your mind, like, ooh, I got a minute and a half before this streak breaks, or are you ever thinking of that?
Nah, man. Like people think like I'll be going in the ring like on some like I gotta get him out in the first round. I'll go in there and I just follow the game plan, man. Like for every fight we have a game plan for something. Like if there's a fighter that drops his left hand, say for instance, and he throws his jab from down here, you know, like if he's jabbing, he's bringing it back. You know, it's like we see that and we execute. We like, all right, so if you throw his jab, you're gonna catch his jab a few times. You're gonna slip. You're gonna come over the right. It's there for you. And I come out and I do it. You know, every fight we execute a game plan.
And
So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, that's fine.
What are some of the plans in the future? Like, we looking at like some step up fights at this point? Are we looking to get you back in pretty soon? What's
Yeah, right now, like, Top Rank wants to put somebody in there, you know, that could go a little rounds with me, you know, 2, 3, even if it's 2 rounds, you know, just as, for me to get back in the corner, just to sit back, just to sit down on a stool, you know, and get back up there. And if I want to take the guy out, I could take him out, you know. But they want me to go those rounds, you know, even if it ends in the 3rd round or the 4th. They just want me to feel that tension of me going those rounds, you know.
Right. And are we talking 2019 or maybe early 2020? What do you
Nah,
think?
we're talking 2019.
2019.
I should be fighting, I think, October 18th for Philadelphia. If I'm not mistaken, I got to confirm with Brad Goodman.
That's what's up, man. Hey, what do you have going on? Where do we follow you on social media?
On Instagram, you can follow me at Real Edgar Berlanga. On Facebook, Edgar Berlanga, and then my Twitter is Berlanga Edgar.
Anything you want to say to the fans, man?
Listen, keep following my journey. You know, keep following me. You be the chosen one. You know, follow my journey. I'm gonna continue to fight for you guys. And you know, 2-3 years, man, we should be looking at a world title. God willing. Remember, Godspeed always, man. Keep God first.
And no more Denny's.
And no more Denny's after the fight. I was eating a lot of Denny's, man.
Yo, man, thanks a lot, bro.